Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial of MySQL database administration. We have started this new series on MySQL InnoDB cluster, and recently we have done two tutorials on MySQL InnoDB cluster. One is for the production purpose, and the other one we did on the Docker. And if you haven't seen those tutorials, please go back and watch them and come back to this one, because this is related to those tutorial, and this is going to help you. What are we going to do today is we are going to install we already have done the previous lab, so I'm continuing that lab. So if you haven't watched that lab, please watch that, and so you can continue with this lab as well. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we will be providing high availability solution for our MySQL router. Okay, so why do we need high availability solution for MySQL router? If you look at this picture, this is the installation what we did in our previous session. What we did here is that we had this MySQL InnoDB cluster servers here, and then on top of that we had our one server which had this MySQL router installed, and then we were using this MySQL connector or any client to this MySQL router, and that MySQL router was working as a load balancer, and that was routing us to these cluster. If you want to writing, then it was going for the primary by using the port available, which was 6646 for writing and 6447 for read only. So if you were pointing to the port, read only port, it was going for this one, then this one, like in Roman mode, and it was going for writing, it was going for this with the writable port, like which was 6446. It was going to only this one, because this is the only it was only read write primary instance available. So okay, but the point why we are providing the HA solution for MySQL router here is because what if this MySQL fail? What if this server failed, and then obviously there is no load balancer for us. So in order to tackle that, what the basic principle is that, let's say if you look into this picture here, this is our application servers, and let's say we have this high available application and it's running in more than like four, at least this one running on 4 servers. And what we do is that MySQL router is installed on each server. And if previously we did on only one server, but yes, we can install multiple routers on different servers and route them to our InnoDB cluster, and that is possible, yes. And I will do the same thing here as well, so you guys don't get panic with that how is going to we are going to install this MySQL router. But let's say this one get failed, then we have MySQL router here as well. So that's why Oracle recommend to install the MySQL router on the application side, and so you will be safe. So that's how the HI is still available. So let's say application goes down, then MySQL router also goes down on this one, but we have the application servers backup, and we can shift the application as well and the MySQL router available as well to the cluster. But obviously there are some companies which don't want their MySQL router to be installed on the application server. What they does is that they install on a separate server. So obviously if you install MySQL separately on a single server, that will be a single point of failure, and obviously that's not an HA, because this is the loophole, and this is where your whole infrastructure will fail. Obviously it doesn't matter if you have this application on HA level and your cluster is also on HA, like it's a cluster, and we have point of failure here as well, here like multiple point of failure here and also on the application level. But if your MySQL router is not is a single point of failure, it's not multiple point of failure, then if it is gone, then obviously you have to set up, or you have to manually connect to only one of this instance, and you have to change your configuration of your MySQL connectors. And if you are using any other connector, and you have to change those MySQL your application configuration for your connection. So in order to do that, what we will do here is that we will be using this criteria. Okay, what we are going to do here is that we will be installing this example is for 3, but we are going to install only 2 routers, and and we will be installing 2 router, and those router will work as a they will be itself themselves is HF. One will be like let's say in this example here, this is my current configuration. I have this MySQL cluster here, MySQL 1, MySQL 2 and MySQL 3, and I have MySQL 1 installed here, and then MySQL 2, and then they have the public IP. The first one have is 110.56.110, and the second one is having 56.105 as a public hero. Okay, so public IP sorry so 56.105 is a public IP for this one. So now you see here is that I have 2 of them. Okay, I have 2 routers, and they all are connected, but obviously by the time I can only connect to one of them. So let's say if this one goes down, let's say this one goes down, then I have to manually convert. I have to change. I have to manually tell my client, or let's say there is any application, I have to tell him that I need to change the configuration. I tell him that this one is not here now, and you will have to redirect to this one. So this is something which is manual, and we don't want to do that. So to avoid this manual thing, what we are going here today is we are going to use this guy, Keepalived. So what Keepalived is, this is used for provides a framework for both the load balancing and high availability, and the load balancing framework relies on well-known and widely used Linux virtual servers, like which is called IPVS kernel module, and which provide layer 4 load balancing. And Keepalived implements a set of health checkers to dynamically and adaptively maintain and manage load balance server pools according to their health, and high availability is achieved by virtual redundancy routing protocol, VRP. I'm not going deep down into these things, but in short, you can say that it's provide health check for LVS systems, and its implementation of the VRP version 2 stacks to handle the load balancer failure. So it's for the failure, like what I'm going to, like, if you say look at this picture, because this MySQL this Keepalived requires this VIP virtual IPs. It requires virtual IPs, and we are going to use only this IP, 56.111 here, and both will have the same IP. What happens, let's say this server fails, okay, then what you are going to do on the MySQL client side or on the application side, you will be using the VIP. Okay, so what is our VIP? This is our VIP. So we were going to use this MySQL VIP. Okay, so let's say this one is down, then this connection breaks, and Keepalived will automatically, you are not required to do anything here. That's the magic of this Keepalived, and you will automatically this pointed to this one. So now your application don't know that I'm connected to which MySQL router. So that's the beauty of this thing. And once this one is back, it will be automatically added to your Keepalived load balancer, and that's it. You are done. There is no more manual thing requires, and you are ready to go doing things automatically. So enough talking, I think, right now, and I guess we just start the practical. So okay, so what I'm going to do here is I have these 2 of my servers which I talked at MySQL router 1 and MySQL router 2. If you check the host name, this one is MySQL router, not having any integer like 1 or 2. So this one is MySQL router 2, and this one already have our MySQL router running. If you check MySQL status, MySQL router, so this one is running. Okay, and I think this one even doesn't have this MySQL router. Let's I think this one I have installed here, MySQL router dash version, but I haven't bootstrapped it, and now that neither is running. So in order to, what I'm doing here is that you can install it. If you don't know how to install, this is a separate server, and you can check my previous video on MySQL InnoDB cluster, and I have shown how you can install it. So I'm not going into that. It will create I want to keep this video as short as I can. So if you haven't seen that, please go back to my previous videos and check how we can install MySQL router. So now all I need is to bootstrap this one as well to one of my MySQL server, and let's say I'm going to do it to the same one. I can do it to the different one as well, to MySQL 2, but just for this practice, just want to show you that because this one I use the same server, and that's why I'm doing here as the same server as well. So okay, let's go to MySQL 1 and bootstrap this one, and the password here is this one. Okay, okay, I think I have already bootstrapped this one, and I believe yes. I think I should only start this. So if it is not bootstrap, you can do it like that. So let's start and status, and if you want to know that it has been already bootstrapped or not, what you need to do is MySQL router -- help. Okay, and this help here is this is have a configuration file here, this one guys. So you go here and check the configuration. Okay, it's not bootstrapped. It's not bootstrapped. I think I have some problem in my query. Okay, let's check. This was the password. Trying to connect to this one. Okay, I think the problem is here, systemctl. Let's see if our firewall is firewall. Yeah, this is running, that's why. So I need to stop my firewall, and then it won't have any problem. So if you get into this error, you need to disable or stop and then disable. Let's disable it as well, because if I'm going to restart this server for the testing purpose, so it won't pop up again. So let's bootstrap this and provide here this password, because this is my password for the InnoDB cluster user. And okay, another error. Okay, so this was not the issue. Let's say MySQL router 2. No. Okay, what's the issue here is that I don't know. Let's do it for the 3. And no. Think I need to boost the system MySQL router instance error. It appears that the router instance named system has been previously configured in this host. If the instance no longer exists, okay, so it's saying that it's already exists. So let's say it's saying that it's already exists, but I want to do it because I want to show it to you guys. So we are going to use the force, and obviously it's gonna do it now. Okay, so now what we have done, that we have reconfigured it, and if you want to see the configuration, and let's say now let's start it. Okay, so now it's been started. So if you see the status here now, where was, yeah, no, so now it's running. Okay, and now let's enable it. Okay, systemctl, and now enable it, because once I restart my server, it won't come up directly, so we need to enable this. Okay, and this one as well. Let me enable this one. So once we restart MySQL server, these servers, so it should be easy for us that they can come back and your MySQL router should be running without interaction. Okay, so this part is done. Now we have if you look in here, these two, now we have this one already installed and configured, and they both are connected to this. Okay, both are now connected. Now the part is remaining is that we need to install this Keepalived. So in order to do that, let's do it. In order to do that, what we need to do is that sudo yum install -y Keepalived. That's it, here and here. So let me clear the screens for you guys. Okay, so install Keepalived here as well. So both of them will be installed. So they are very pretty fast. They're gonna be installed very fast, like just like that. The first one is already done, and that's it. The second one is also done. So now we have this configuration, and what I'm going to do is that I am going to move it, and we will be creating our own configuration. So we do not need the configuration comes up with this one. Okay, so now let's edit this one and paste our configuration, which I have here for the first one. Let me copy paste, and then I will explain what I'm going here to do here. Okay, so that's my simple checker, like for the every 2 interval and wait in the default too. So check if it's available or not. You don't need to do this one if you don't want this one. You can add this, or if you want to remove this one, you can remove this, like this node. It's look like Node.js, so if you can remove these brackets. Okay, so like this vrp script check SQL MySQL router, you can remove this, and then you will have to remove this as well, track script check MySQL router. The main part is this which is my vrp instance v1. Okay, so this is obviously my first let's say this is my powerful instance, and I'm like my powerful MySQL router, and I'm going to use this one as a master, and the interface I'm going to use is that enp0s3. What is this interface? Sorry, it's let's say here if config, this is the interface I'm going to use. Like it's my 801. It can be yours can be 8001 as this public IP address, and I'm going to use this interface and to create a virtual IP on this network card. Okay, so next we have is obviously you need a router ID, or like this router ID will have the 50 and priority. One is 102 and Edward 1, and this is the virtual IP I'm going to use. This is the main part. This is the magical part for the MySQL router. So what the IP I'm using is 56.111. So that's it. That's the simple configuration you need to do that. Okay, so now let's edit this one here as well. And yeah, we copied it, and now edit this one, escape I, and copy our second configuration, and okay, everything is same except this one, like vi2, and that was vi1, and IDs that was 50, and this one is 51, and then the same and the priority is 101, and that one was having yeah, let me show you, and this one is having 102, and this one is having 101. So and then obviously I'm using the same virtual IP, and that's it, for my configuration. You can just copy paste this and change your like say the interface is the same, because I have the same interface running on this one as well. Let's say if config, yeah, ESP enp0s3, this is the public address I have as mentioned in this diagram here. Yeah, 0105. So 105 is my second MySQL router. So that's why I'm using this one. Let's see if think, let's see if so now save this and let me show you. Let's confirm if that has been saved or not. So yes, we have saved this one as well. Both configuration are done now. All we need to do is start our MySQL Keepalived. Okay, the S is missing. I start here as well and start it on the second server as well. So now enable it here as well, and let me show you the status. You will see in the status. Okay, so let me make it bigger, and now if you see here, it has already sending gratitude, and this you see is queuing gratuity on ENPS 03 OS3 for this IP. So this tell us that our virtual IP is up and running, and this is the one way, and the second way I will show you as well. But let's check here as well the status, and same is the case with here. It's running, active and running. So our you can check status with the status Keepalived. So now our configuration is done, and let me show you that IP addresses. So let me show you that how much IP addresses I have. So here you can see here and here as well. I just run the query. Now I'll show you. This one. This is my public address. This is my public IP here, and this is the virtual IP. Okay, so this is the virtual IP I have running, and same is the case here. This is my public address 1005 for my second router and MySQL router, and this one is the virtual IP. Now that's it. Our big thing is done, and now we are ready to test it. Okay, so okay. Let me make these two screens smaller, and because okay, and bring them here, just setting the screen. So okay, and now I'm using one of my cluster node as a client, and okay, so if you can see here, okay, we are running into error. What is the issue? Let me test the status here for the router. It's running here as well. Let me check the firewall here as well. System CTL status firewall stud. Okay, what I have done here is that I just pinged the server, and it was pinging, and then I just tried it again. It was working. I guess because we are running on the same server on the same network, so that's why. So it's pinging. If you see here, the virtual IP I'm using here is that 192.168.56.11, and if I connect this, let me make it big so you know that what I'm doing here. Sorry. Let me copy the script again. So this script I'm using, I'm saying that while one till true, go to this MySQL, the virtual IP of MySQL router, and port. This is for only read, and this is the user, and this is the password, and just run this that select host name, because I'm using this 6447, so which is our read only, and it will only go to MySQL. What is the current like MySQL 1 and MySQL 2 is read only, so that's why it's going to only these two servers. And the thing we are here is for the test. Let's say let's restart these two servers, and let's see what is going to happen. We might need to restart this script which we are running on this one. If you see here, it's updating MySQL 1, MySQL 2, MySQL 1, MySQL 2, and let's shut down this server and let's say what is gonna happen. Okay, shut down -h now it's down. Okay, so it's gone. The server is gone. You see here, MySQL cluster router, this one is going down here. Yeah, now it's gone. So this is gone now, and you see here, because I have two MySQL server router and it's still active. So let's bring this one back, okay, and shut down this one, the second one. So now I'm going to bring this MySQL router 1 again, and we will see that what's the magic is going to happen or not. So you see here, it's still working. So one of our MySQL router is down. I'm doing this test for this one again because we don't know that it was connected to the first one or not, but priority of this one was high, so obviously it should have connected to the first one, and I think it's back. So let's connect this one again and enter, and let's check the status of our MySQL router. Okay, so it's running here now and we are good. And let me take this one. If you see here, MySQL router status here as well, it's running. Let me clear the screen. If you see here, it's running. Okay, everything is good, and shut down this one. Okay, sorry, it's gone now, and it's still working. Our server is down. Okay, yeah, this one is down, gone. The server is gone. Okay, you see here, MySQL router 2 is gone. Okay, I'm not able to connect this one because it's not working. So if you see here, our 105 is gone and we are only connected to this one, and our connection didn't break. So our client didn't knew that which router I'm connecting. So that's the magic. And if you want to bring back this server as well, and let's bring it back, and let me take this one down as once more time, so to make it clear to you guys. So for me it's now clear because I have done this several times and I'm doing this in my production as well. So if you see here, the server is almost back. Okay, let him come. Okay, so this is back, almost back now. Sometimes take times. Yeah, this one. Let me see. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, so it's back now. The server is back, and if you see here, our MySQL router status is running, is fine, and it should be connected, and it's connecting to this our MySQL. So let's take this one down. Shut down -h now. And guys, our server is almost going to down. This one, okay. This guy. See, is down, and this one is down, and our you see here it's not working, and our client doesn't know anything. It's still giving us and still connected. Don't worry about this warning, just saying that because the script was using the password on the screen here, like just like this, that's why. So we are only connected to this virtual IP. So because our virtual IP is available on this one, if I show you like this, which was the command, yeah, this is the IP which is now for the router working. So we are only connected to this IP, and our client is connected to only one IP, and if any router goes up and down, so it won't affect all your application. So that's it guys for today. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, and please support this channel to grow more, and thank you so much.